This building was a culmination of my dad's work history, Jim Browning. He was an entrepreneur. He loved being in business. We had a business over in Attala that we had been running for about 5 years, doing machine work, and he was ready to expand. So he bought this property. We moved the operation here about 1983. My dad was owner and I was like the general manager. We had some IBM contracts, we had military contracts. In addition to this, we had a subdivision where we were building houses, and it got to be a little hectic. And so my dad put it up for sale and sold it about 4 years, maybe 5 years after we went in construction here. About 2012, this building was in foreclosure. I put in a silent bid and they said, well, you're way too cheap. You're way too cheap. I said, okay. Well, about 2 months later, they came back and said, well, you're still interested? And so I ended up buying at a really good number. So I brought Beth Ann over here and just kind of walked through, because when I was running this business, she was 10, 11, 12. And she would spend Saturdays sometime over here just playing around while I was doing Saturday work.
I'd watched my grandpa and my dad. They were just serial entrepreneurs. They loved business, and I loved watching that, but I'd never found my niche. He had gone to a trampoline park somewhere, and he said, you should go try one of those out. Maybe it would go over here. I went and tried it and came back to this building one day by myself, actually, and just could see the possibility of bringing something to Gadsden that was just fun. And I felt really passionate about having a place that families could come and just forget all the worries and all the stress and just play together. I started coming up with a plan.
We went to a couple different franchise trampoline organizations and said, you know, we were thinking about doing a trampoline gym in Gadsden, Alabama, and they came back a month later and says, Gadsden can't support a trampoline gym. You don't have enough people, wrong demographics, it just won't work.
I don't think that it discouraged us much. I think we just found a solution, and we decided that we thought it was a good idea and we were going to do it anyway. So we got everything ready, thinking that we were ready to open. We had no idea what to expect. And we had this idea to get all of our new employees together and take a picture and all post on our social media at one time. So we made this post that says, we're opening tomorrow at 10 a.m. And we thought, well, maybe we'll have some people show up and we'll do a little soft opening. We got there at 8 a.m. We thought that'll be plenty of time, 2 hours to get ready for maybe somebody to show up. And I pulled into the parking lot and there was nowhere to park. And people were lined up around the building on the sidewalks. And I was terrified. We were way past sold out all day long that first day. We had to turn a lot of people away. We sold out almost every day that first year. And now, 6 years later, we almost know what we're doing here. Every time we make some of our money back, we try to reinvest into our business and bring something else new. We try not to get stagnant. We added laser tag. We added a flight simulator. We just want to keep it fun and exciting and new and a place where people want to go because you never know what we're going to do next. I have a daughter named Dallas, and she is in college right now, and she grew up watching me start this business. I'm sure all of her childhood memories include trampolines.
Mom started doing all this stuff when I was like 13 probably, and so when I was 14 and we opened, I didn't really care much about it at all. I just kind of thought, she works a lot, like we're always at the factory, we're always here. I remember opening day, people were banging on the doors and coming in, and I was in the back office because at this point, I was really shy. I didn't want to talk to anybody. And she came back there and she said, Dallas, I need you to answer the phones. They're ringing. I need you to answer it. My little sister was beside me, and I was like, I don't know what they're going to ask me. What if they ask me something I don't know the answer to? I can't do that, Mom. I can't do that. You're putting too much pressure on me. So my little sister, who was 12, decided to answer the phones, and I never did it. And then a couple months went by and I decided, okay, well, this place is pretty cool. Maybe I could work here. And slowly I started answering the phones, and I just kind of realized I'm actually pretty good at this kind of stuff, and I love talking to people, it kind of brought me out of my shell. That's when I decided that when I get my degree, I wanted it to be in business. Ever since then, I've been just taking on new job responsibilities and doing more things, and I just love it. I don't really remember my great-grandfather a whole lot, but I know that he loved business, and so does my grandpa, and so does my mom, and it's just in my blood to have a passion for it. I just hope that I can keep adding more fun things to the factory and making it more than just a job for our employees and more than just a place to have fun for customers that come. It can be an experience that they'll never forget.